Good evening, class. This is Juan Rivera, and I'm doing my portion of the team presentation for the end of the semester. Our presentation is on the death penalty, fact or fiction. My other team members is Paul Gonzalez and Nelson Campbell. They'll be following me while I introduce the topic. They're going to do some cost, how much it costs to provide housing to the death penalty inmates. And finally, if there's any questions afterwards, then we can address them at that time. Okay, let's go by the introduction. The team presentation will be clearly define the death penalty, starting with the ground rules, who is for or opposed the death penalty, and issues caused by capital punishment, the basis of which the justice system uses the death penalty, and lastly, sway anybody or any organization against the use of capital punishment. Okay. The history behind capital punishment comes from the 18th century. The death penalty was also used in the 14th century. In the 17th century, it was used in Athens, which made the only punishment for all crimes. It was the only punishment for all crimes. In the 5th century, punishment was carried out by certain means: crucifixion, drowning, beating to death, burning alive, and impalement. Too cruel for these people or these inmates at this time. We have much civil ways of executing inmates. Okay, the definition of the death penalty from my research: capital punishment. This is the most severe form of corporal punishment. It requires a law enforcement officer to kill the convicted offender. However, the requirements change from state, having several mitigating factors, as well as the federal government has specific requirements. And the state requirements I'm going to explain to you right in a few seconds. Alabama, this is what the requirements are for a capital punishment or a death penalty sentence. Intentional murder with 18 aggravating factors. And in Arizona, first-degree murder accompanied by at least one of 14 aggravated factors. Arkansas, capital murder with findings of 1 of 10 aggravating circumstances, treason as well. California has a various or several long list: first-degree murder with circumstances, sabotage, train wreck causing death, treason, perjury causing execution of an innocent person, fatal assault by a prisoner serving a life sentence. In Colorado, first-degree murder with at least 1 of 17 aggravating factors, first-degree murder, kidnap, death, treason. In Connecticut, capital felonies with 8 forms of aggravated homicide. And Delaware, finally in Delaware, the first-degree murder with at least 1 statutory aggravating circumstances. So these are some of the facts and some of the requirements and a definition of capital punishment. At this time, I'm going to move it over to my compadre, Paul Gonzalez. Thank you very much.